Okay, so this has been we're in the NBA all season, and this has been an issue that I've been wanting to cover, but not really head on because again, when it comes to the WNBA, I'm novice getting back into it. I'm one of the people who have um, I'm one of the people who have, I was interested in WNBA when it first started. I always thought that the females, the ladies, especially when Cheryl Swoops, graduated, they should have a league here in the United States, right? And the NBA's brand got, the WNBA's brand got a little too, you know, we know, I don't got to say it to say it, right? It got a little too that. And now, with the addition of Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, in addition to some of the girls, some of the ladies, young ladies that have been really, they've rebranded the league itself, right? They rebranded the league itself, and now it's more of a, friendly to everybody. But again, one thing that I like about the league too is the passion that they play with. It's they go hard. They play hard against each other, right? So the news pretty much just broke about Shaquille O'Neal is going around threatening to punch RG3 in the face for saying about Angel Reese. Talking about Angel Reese. See, a lot of people are seeing this at the surface value because I know a lot of the comments are saying, what's his relationship to Angel Reese? I just watched a documentary on Netflix last week. It was a series about Shaq, and Allen Iverson. They were the two biggest athletes on Reebok in their heyday in the '90s. You could have put Dominique Wilkins in there, but as Shaq and AI is probably the top seller in Reebok history, I believe. Maybe it was Shaq because Shaq had different iterations of his sneaker, but you know, Shaq and AI are now charged with rebuilding Reebok's brand, recruiting athletes, getting guys, getting the young players for the next generation to have their own signature sneakers. Angel Reese is one of them, and she's probably the top female athlete. She's probably the top female athlete on Reebok. So his interest in a lot of people need to understand that his interest in Angel Reese is more than personal because number one, they both went to LSU, right? So you already got that alumni vibe, right? Shaq is an LSU great. Angel Reese obviously is an LSU great. Louisiana State University. So already they had the connection, and more than likely she was willing to go to Reebok instead of Nike because of the Shaq connection, right? So Shaq, in addition to being big brother and protector or whatever, is really playing. This is business for me. And he didn't really necessarily have to say it in his in the speech that he gave on that podcast, right? But people got to understand, and I go deeper into my content. RG3, I'm not going to take sides in it. I'm not going to take sides in the situation. But RG3, said what he said, and to me, RG3 is tone deaf. He's very tone deaf. So him coming out and saying Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark, as Shaq said, let the women work that out. And again, this is the thing, right? I believe that. That's part of the good thing that's making the WNBA more palatable to watch, more interesting to watch is the fact that they are very competitive. You see, I spent the rookie year, and I want to just preface this. I think Caitlin Clark is a phenomenal player. Her talent level is amazing. But the thing is, just like Angel Reese, she's a young player in her second year, not even 25 years old yet, that has to grow into the player that she will ultimately be. And part of that is the fact of the matter is, people are going to compete with you. Now, it's been this soft funk in the air, from her fan base, and we know who they are. That even now when she has a bad game, people keep saying they're double teaming her all up the court. They're guarding her harder than they guard other players. Did y'all just learn basketball yesterday? If the girl has 30-foot, 40-foot shot range, do y'all not understand that that's basketball strategy 101 to pick her up as soon as she can get her anywhere that she can get her shot? Like, this is what I never could understand from her rookie year, and now with her second year, with her struggling and having a couple of injuries. A nice little hog down in the country. Quick. But yeah, I mean, I don't like people. You gotta understand that this is basketball. If Caitlin Clark has the ability to pick apart your team, which again, like I said, she's a phenomenal player. But it's the face of the league, the GOAT, whatever. Like, let the girl grow. The fact that anybody with any criticism gets eviscerated. Diana Taurasi is a two-time MVP in this league. Diana Taurasi made one comment about Caitlin Clark before the season, about how she would have to pay dues. Diana Taurasi was 42 years old last year, guys. Diana Taurasi was 42 years old. Diana Taurasi, I remember a Black Planet profile where I thought I talked to Diana Taurasi because there's a girl named Diana, 3-point shot. Her Black Planet profile back from 2001. Okay. That goes to show. I mean, I'm dating myself as well as her, but that woman is 42, 43 years old. Last year she was 42 years old. That is beyond retirement age. And people, every time Caitlin Clark, a young player in her prime, outplayed Diana Taurasi, a player on a farewell tour, y'all felt the need to throw it up in the look. At the end of the day, the idea that people competing with Caitlin Clark, that's their job. And again, they do it with Paige Buchers. Now, Paige Buchers is a different type of player, where she doesn't shoot from the logo. So you don't feel the need to press her. Paige Bucher is an all-around point guard. Paige Bucher is playing very well on a bad team, as she was the first pick of the team. You would expect that they were bad, and they would need another two or three players before they start competing. The same with Angel Reese. I know that Sky won the championship a few years, but a lot of the players that were on the Sky when they were good are gone. They pretty much started over. And Angel Reese, if y'all haven't noticed, is balling the hell out. She's balling out. She's creating for a team. She's rebounding. She's expanding her game. She's now making her shots inside. That's the process. I think a lot of people who came over and watched the WNBA don't seem to understand you're watching women's basketball. Okay? When you watch WNBA basketball, understand that the women are not as strong. They don't dunk. So you're not going to see 55%, 60% field goal shooting. You're going to see a few missed layups. Angel Reese is now growing into her game. She's starting to play phenomenally. She's playing an all-around game. Everything that she was criticized for in the rebounds, she's not even getting a lot of offense. Not that getting offensive rebounds is a bad thing. Not that getting her own rebound is bad. I've tried to explain this to the rest of these stupid fans. Dennis Rodman used to do it all the time. Get his own rebound. He would pad his rebounding stats a lot of the times. So at the end of the day, and I'm not going to go too long on this, RG3 playing into that, she basically making Caitlin Clark a victim, and anybody with any rivalry or any level, any desire to compete against Caitlin Clark, a villain. That energy for RG3 to lean into, and again, I applaud Shaq. I applaud Shaq because Shaq knows what he's talking about. Shaq knows that he without addressing. See me, I don't DGAF. I don't give a F. I'm going to address it. That's going to be part of my brand and title. I've been avoiding it because I don't want too much controversy. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not even set up yet. As I get bigger, oh yeah, trust me. I don't want to grow off controversy. I want to grow off content. I want to grow off clickbait. I want to grow off content. And I'm going to give my raw feelings about it because I've been watching it. I didn't have one feeling about Caitlin Clark or next. When I first saw her play, both in college and at the pro level, she's a phenomenal player. She's not a bad. She's got a great passing ability. She's got great logo. She's got great range, but she has weaknesses in her game. She's not, and again, it's one of those things where you see her sneak hitting players, sneak cheat shotting players, and when players retaliate, they get front page news. Shannon Carter could be one of the best scoring guards in the league, and she's not in the league because they pretty much sacrificed her to the dogs because she dared be the first one to put a hard foul on Caitlin Clark. That type of energy, again, in a league that's probably majority black female, as I counted the MVPs of the WNBA, 21 out of the 27, and this is what I believe Diana Taurasi winning. I think my count might have been a little off. I think it was 20 out of the 28 because I believe Sue Bird won one, and I believe Diana Taurasi won two, Elena Deladon won two, Lauren Jackson won one. Brianna Stewart won one or two. So, but the majority of the WNBA's MVP have been black women. Okay, so again, I don't want to get into the race thing because it's not about race. It's funny every time I go online and post about Caitlin, either Caitlin Clark bad game or Angel Reese good game. That's what I do. I'm not a stone thrower, hand hider. I make sure to highlight when Caitlin Clark plays bad, because again, you guys crowned her the face of the league when she didn't deserve it. Again, I will preface this: she's a phenomenal WNBA player, but when it comes down to comparison, she's not Jordan. She's Dame Lillard at best. Okay, now look, Dame Lillard is a phenomenal player. So that's no knock on Caitlin Clark or Dame Lillard. But really the most special thing about her is hitting logo threes. Now she can pass, again, a high turnover rate. She got to clean that up. There's only all the excuses in the world if they guard her too hard. That's the part I can't understand. Where did we criticize females and players in general for competing at their sport? Y'all want them to just watch her score 30? Is that what y'all want? Is that what's best for the league? A sham? Her getting sham performances? Bro, if you got the ability to hit shots from an unlimited range, then strategy is to pick her up at that unlimited range. Now, did you guys not watch Jordan play against the Detroit Pistons? Did anybody back then say, "Oh my God, Jordan is the face of the league"? Why would they guard him so hard? Why would they try to stop him from scoring? That's literally their job. The stupidity that you read online and you see in certain comments. Again, RG3 is an underlying issue, black-white issue, and it's so funny because when you see the respect that Angel Reese gives Paige Buchers, when you see the respect that Angel Reese gives other white players, Candace Parker's jersey retirement. Angel Reese came just to get dap and didn't make it about herself, just to show you, bro, Angel Reese is doing everything right. Call it what you want. This woman is vilified, and you, RG3, you tweeting that monkey picture. You're leaning right into it. Don't try to play stupid. Don't try to when I saw the comments, I was like, at first I thought, all right, he was showing the example, but you know what? By then, brother, you a brother. We all seen it. Most of us seen it. You could have made a description and we all would have known what you were talking about. But you put the picture out there and you said, don't do this. That's what we mean, man. That's what we mean. I didn't like RG3 from that first season. I liked his game, and then when we found out who he was, what a shitty teammate he was. He was out of the league because he didn't have the ability anymore. His knee was torn up. He didn't have the ability to be a good quarterback, and he was a shitty locker room leader. He was a shitty teammate. He threw all his teammates under the bus. All the things that I hate about athletes that I dislike about that. I mean, I don't hate any athlete, but all the things that I hate about what they do in certain areas. RG3 was the ESPN darling for that year that he was good. That year before he got hurt in the playoffs. You know, and he messed his own career up because he played recklessly. He didn't hook slide, and he messed his own career up. But RG3 is that passive aggressive bullshit. Yeah, Shaq is right. Leave her out of it, cause I'm gonna punch you. He gonna punch you in the effing face, and he not playing, because again, this is business. This is business. Shaq will take a lawsuit. Shaq will take a lawsuit. And Shaq is smart not to mention Reebok, cause it ain't got nothing to do with Reebok, but it do got something to do with Reebok. You understand what I'm saying? Like that's pretty smart. But yes, Shaq is the president of Reebok, and he's trying to rebuild that brand. And Angel Reese, and the popularity, because again, you're trying to mess with her popularity. That's what he's telling you underlyingly. You calling her a monkey? That's not good for business. And now you messing with my business. You also messing with my race. You also taking it personal. And it ain't personal. Angel Reese ain't never got to like Caitlin Clark. I think there's a lot of white. I don't know if y'all know this. There's a lot of white players that don't like Caitlin Clark. There was a couple players on the Indiana Fever that don't like Caitlin Clark. We know who they are. At the end of the day, those that remain on the team are her teammates, and they got to deal with it. But let me tell you something. If Caitlin Clark don't get it together, there's a meltdown coming down, similar to RG3. That's the funny part. There's a meltdown coming down similar to RG3. And yeah, man, I mean, again, she's a phenomenal player, but she's got to get an attitude adjustment. She's got to realize you're in the business of competing. This is a competitive sport. This is not a sorority. Maybe that's a reason why they didn't want you at UConn, and you went to any other big school, and you went to Iowa, and you made a name for yourself, and you're a phenomenal player, no doubt. That's what Angel Reese is too. Angel Reese plays a different position, has a different role, a rebounder, a scrapper, person that goes into traffic. She doesn't take logo threes. She has to create for a team at the point forward position. What a less talented team than what Caitlin Clark has. Meanwhile, one team is 7-14, and mind you, they just played the best team in the league 3 times this week. They won 1 and lost 2. I know. The Indiana Fever beat Minnesota too. They beat it without Caitlin Clark. But I'm gonna start wrapping it up here because, yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up here. It's just like RG3, man, bro. I'm not gonna mess with your content because I didn't like you as a player, and I can see you haven't learned much. It ain't about black and white. It's not about your white wife, whatever. It ain't about none of that. It ain't about none of that. It ain't about your preference. Because I mean, I'm not. It's not about your preference. This ain't a black and white thing. It's about you leaning into what you know is some bullshit. And you know what that energy is. And I think the fact that you so oblivious to it, like I said, Shaq is not playing. This is about business. This is about branding. All that. He's not going to say it. Because then he puts Reebok on it if they do have to become the fisticuff. But right now, this is just words. Stop your shit, RG3. I'm going to say that. Stop your shit because we all see it. And a lot of us see it. Peace.